Rebellious Mind.
Rebellious Minds presents a new podcast experience for the ultimate fan called Comic Cast, hosted by T'Challa BP74, where you can get breakdowns, reviews, and all the inside information.
Wednesday, July 24th, 7:51, Episode 2.
Comic Cast.
Greetings, this is Comic Cast, hosted by your boy T'Challa BP74, aka VR Dub. Today we got a special guest in the house. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Caetano.
And we coming to you with all kinds of information about this past weekend's event at San Diego Comic-Con. Boy, do we have an episode for you to hear. So we're going to start off with some of the upcoming TV shows that was debuted, that was premiered at Comic-Con. We had a couple trailers that was going out. Some of the CW shows like Supergirl, Arrow, and The Flash. We're going to talk about for a quick second. So let's jump right into Supergirl. Now, this new season of Supergirl, she's going to be sporting a new suit. She's going to have on some pants in a whole different outfit. I don't know how I feel about the pants. How do you feel about Supergirl in some pants?
I wonder why we try to get away from what the original character looked like.
Yes.
I'm all down for like futuristic looks and getting a new suit all the time, but I like the classics.
Ain't nothing like source material. True to the source. I don't mind if you alter the story, but stay true to the source. You know, but hey, if they want to go with a pants, they can go with a pants.
Let me ask this. Does Supergirl need pants?
Hey, man, I really like the skirt, bruh. I've always liked her in the skirt. I don't even care for the show. I just like how she look in the show. But if they're going to be putting on some pants on her, I don't know if I'm going to be watching the show anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my least favorite CW shows. But again, I love it because of the whole new get-up and the new suit. I mean, and you know, I don't know, man. We'll see how they take it. But hey, I'm more interested in the journey of Lena, who is played by Katie McGrath, I think her name is. Chick from, she was on the Merlin show as, what's the girl name who fought against Merlin?
I know you're asking me as if I've seen Merlin before.
Yeah. Morgana Le Fay, that's it. Because she's the same one in the comics who actually Dr. Doom actually fell in love with when he went back in time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So it's that chick, Katie.
She did Jurassic World.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. Katie McGrath.
Arthur.
Yes, that's her. Yeah. So she's playing Lena on Supergirl. And the season ended. She's supposed to be Lex Luthor's sister.
Yes.
The season ended with her finding out that Supergirl is now the girl who's been masquerading as one of her best friends, Kara.
Gotcha. And well, one thing I do like about Katie is that she plays a believable character
Every single time.
And sometimes I'm left wondering, is she good or is she bad? Like, I don't always know with this character. Mm-hmm. So I have no problem with her being casted in anything, to be honest, because she's showing that she can act.
Yeah, she got range. She got range. Believe it or not, first time I saw her and started paying attention to her was in the Merlin show.
Okay.
Started out like a lovable, a sister-type friend to Arthur. Turned out to be, his hidden sister that he didn't know. Mm-hmm. She was just evil at the core, but it was very believable, and I think that's what made me gravitate toward the actress. So she definitely has range. I've watched in a lot of different things that she's played in, and there's depth to her as an actress. I really dig it. But with her finding out now that her best friend's been lying to her all this time, and all of her other friends who've known her secret identity, you know what I'm saying, is now she's like, okay, well, all of y'all been lying to me.
One thing I like about television as well as movies in this time frame that we're in now is that a lot of people who are not necessarily all that well known get a chance to shine. And a villain or a superhero character gives you an opportunity to go to a place of fantasy and bring out the creative character from within. And I think a lot of these new faces mixed with some of the old faces is given it's paving the way for superheroes to go to another level within the next 10 years.
Yeah. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to this season of Supergirl. Not looking forward as far as the outfit, because I really don't care about that anymore. I'm gonna let this go until I'm in my feelings, But definitely, I want to see her story as far as Lena and what she do with it.
Sure.
Next up, we're gonna talk about Arrow. This is the 8th and final season of Arrow. So after this year, and they made that announcement last year. So Emily Rickett, who was playing Felicity Smoke, his wife, on the show. The season ended last season with her. The show where she gave birth and had the little girl, and they flash forward to the future because the little girl is fighting on a team now. She know Oliver Queen was her father in the Green Arrow and so on. And it ended with Felicity going into the vortex or whatever.
Is Arrow the most in-depth character on TV?
No.
Who's the most in-depth character on TV?
If we're talking about the Arrowverse, or what are we talking about? Superhero?
I'm saying that on television, on network TV, is Arrow the character that... Because we've seen a lot of different sides of this character. We've seen him go from billionaire playboy to being alone on an island to coming back killing folks to being taught that that's not how you roll if you're going to do the superhero life. And we've seen all these different facets. We've seen him love hard, lose hard. We've seen all these different things. Is there a character on TV, network TV, that is as in-depth as Arrow?
In-depth or complexed?
Well, just something that the audience has been taken on a ride. As a viewer, we've been taken on a ride through this with this character.
Yes, he is. Because you have to watch the transformation. If you watch the transformation and you understand the journey, his transformation would make sense. When you watch last season and the way last season ended, he left to go save mankind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's depth to him, and anybody that watched him and followed him in this journey can't do nothing but to love him. So character-wise, based on TV today, I would have to say he is.
It seems that superheroes that shoot bow and arrows tend to be the most complex characters.
Because they ain't got no superpowers. Listen, say what you want. If you look at it, and which is crazy because the two of them was mirrored off of each other. Because if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that Arrow, Oliver Queen came out before Clint Barton.
Okay.
I can't remember. I want to say DC brought him out. If DC didn't, then they stole the idea from Marvel with the Clint Barton. But either way, both of them been, in a comic verse for at least 50 years, if not more.
Right.
But yes, those two characters, all they have is a quiver with some arrows and a bow. And they make a difference because the impact is so large.
Right.
Not the character itself, but the impact that they make. Because they fight for the little guy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they're not Bruce Wayne.
No, they're not Tony Stark. They can't buy gadgets and...
Oliver Queen can. Oliver Queen's got money.
He got money. But he ain't no Bruce Wayne. Who's a Bruce Wayne but Bruce Wayne?
No one's a Bruce Wayne but Bruce Wayne.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lex Luthor can talk in the same ballpark because he got long money.
Tony's Tony.
Tony's Tony. Now, unless you T'Challa, your money... You see what I'm saying? Because he's the only person in the Marvel Universe whose money is longer than Tony Stark.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But
Martin probably has no money.
No.
He has a farm.
Yeah, that's it. You see what I'm saying? But if you're talking about in the DC universe, you have, you got some people that got some money.
Yeah.
But Bruce Wayne actually has the longest money. If you want to look at the heroes there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Be careful now. Wonder Woman got some money too. Because
of course.
Because she's been around for a long time.
She has what we call old
money. Old money.
Old money.
But she don't have Bruce Wayne money. It's a difference. Yeah. So, we're going to see this final season. We're going to see what they do with it. It's going to be sad to see it go, but I'm glad it's going because I've watched it decline over the last few years. I felt the last great season of Arrow was season 3 when he fought Ra's al Ghul. Yes, I'm going back like five years. It's been declining for the last 5 years. Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I've actually felt that in spite of the decline, I have been more impressed with Arrow than all the other shows, with the exception of Gotham. Like, to me, Gotham is in the
because
totally
those shows you can relate to the characters.
Yeah.
When you have a show where you cannot relate, whether the power is so far-fetched you can't wrap your head around it, it's very hard for you to relate with whoever the main character is. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I really wanted to like Flash, and it seemed like it was really good at first, but...
Well, all they've been doing is duplicating the same story or the same type of... The trajectory of it been the same way. Oh, hey, I got to deal with a speedster. Oh, hey, I got to deal with a speedster. Speedster bad guy. Or this guy who's going to alter time. Or let me run back in time. Or, it's always been...
It became very repetitive.
Yeah,
I'll definitely agree.
You see what I'm saying? So the show itself doesn't grab me anymore. When it came out at first, it was fresh.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's the disappointing part about these shows that are on the CW is because, first of all, I think that if CW really had the writers, they could corner the market on television superhero characters. But it's almost as if these writers are either bound or they're not the quality of writers that the people need.
Gotcha.
Because I don't understand how is it that Marvel can nail it almost every single time, and yet DC hasn't really been that good on TV since the early days of Arrow and Flash. And from a movie standpoint, it's hard for me to like a movie beyond the Nolan films. Mm-hmm. And I really did enjoy Wonder Woman. I really did enjoy Wonder Woman.
Okay.
But outside of that...
What did they have? Now, I'm going to speak from my heart, okay, and from my brain.
Okay.
I felt like when it comes to animated movies, DC have been trouncing Marvel, mopping the floor with Marvel.
Yeah.
When it comes to TV shows and movies, if I was DC right now, I'll just cash it all in and be like, I'm done. I'm done. And it's a reason why. First of all, let's talk about the characters. Marvel characters are relatable.
Yeah.
The Marvel universe dwell within a real world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So much to when you now create a fictional world, like the nation of Wakanda, you still feel like it's real because you can relate.
Well, and not only that, Marvel is not afraid to touch sensitive issues. You know, having done work in the mental health arena and seeing heroes go through mental health issues and still be expected to be heroes, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And they're not afraid to touch on those subjects.
Of course not. Because those subjects is real.
Yeah.
And people can relate with reality.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to the cities that Marvel dwells within.
Yeah.
You see them fighting in New York.
Yeah.
You see them fighting over into Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go overseas and fighting overseas and whatnot. And again, it's cities that exist.
When I saw Jessica Jones for the first time, my eyes did like the emoji with the wide eyes because I was like, they actually brought a character on the screen with PTSD.
Yeah.
And how many people do we have dealing with that
on a day-to-day
in the world?
On a day-to-day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Again, real subjects. All right. So, let's hop right over. I don't know if we had a chance to touch on the Flash. Let's touch on the Flash right quick. Cause we move along because we got a whole lot.
Should we
to talk
really
about.
do that though?
Yeah, because I want to gripe a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
So I saw the Flash trailer for the new season.
Okay.
And Godspeed is back. Godspeed made a debut last season in one of the episodes. Okay, he's the white speedster with a yellow gold lightning bolt.
I have a lot of respect for you.
Why?
Because you sound like you went through the whole season, and I don't think I've made it through a whole season of Flash. since
it started, I've made it through every season.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
But I cannot be a fan if I don't check out the source material.
What was the bad Barry character?
What do you mean?
When he was that bad speedster, Salvatore.
Every speedster have been bad except for...
Wasn't there one called Salvatore?
Salvatore, yeah.
I don't think I got past that season. Like, I got through that season, but I don't think I got...
After that.
Past that.
Yeah.
Because it just became, like you said, the whole repetitive thing.
Yeah. It was very redundant and repetitive.
I have a lot of respect for you for being able to...
Because I can't speak on it if I haven't paid attention to it.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, you got some people like... I get into arguments all the time with people who would talk on a subject and they haven't even watched it.
Yeah.
Or they go based on rumor. I have to see what's going on, even if a movie is terrible.
You know, I'll preface it with... I may not have seen it, or I haven't seen it past a certain point. Yeah. So I can only speak up to a certain point.
No, I got you. But I like to, even if it's painful to get through, I got to get through it. So that when I speak about it intelligently.
I feel like I lost part of my life when I looked at some bad episodes.
And because you can't get that hour back. You can't get it back. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna talk about a couple trailers that they dropped at San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. First of all, this year San Diego Comic-Con, woo, a lot to take in. It's always a lot when it's right.
Yeah.
This year was a lot to take in, and I'm super stoked. And I hope that everybody's super stoked as well with me. Try saying that 3 times real fast. But now we're talking about the trailer. So Top Gun trailer dropped, right?
Oh, let me tell you.
Man, go ahead. Give it to me.
This is a tough one, okay? Because I remember being a kid
watching Top Gun.
Who did? The very first time.
Yes.
Like, my love for motorcycles came from Top Gun. My love for the F-14 Tomcat came from Top Gun. When they retired the plane in real life, I actually felt a little depressed. Because to me, it was like, it was a superior fighting machine that stood the test of time.
Top Gun was one of those movies that it touched us. You see what I'm saying?
The plane came out in 1975 or 77. Like, that's how much. Like, he made me want to be
a pilot.
A pilot. Yeah. But my eyes were not good enough, and my math was even worse.
Yeah.
So that was not in the cards for me.
Yeah.
So it was such an iconic movie that if you ask me what are my favorite movies, hands down, it's always Top Gun and The Matrix. Those are always my 2 top movies. I'll say it all the time. So I actually didn't feel like doing a sequel was a good idea. I did not think...
You wanted it to stay true, stay pure, be that classic. But Hollywood is rehashing everything, bruh.
But here's the thing. This is what makes Top Gun so good. Just the idea of it now. Tom Cruise, whenever he puts his money where his mouth is, he does not mess around with the production of a film.
Except for Mummy. I
didn't see The Mummy.
Man, I remember feeling still about that because... Yeah.
Let's look at all the Mission Impossibles. Day After Tomorrow. You know, these were films that were really tight, solid films. You know, and this is his thing. And so to see him have that battered look on his face, I don't know if that's real age or if that's prosthetics, but to make him look older and like life has like challenged him and he's still in the saddle.
Oh, that's real age, bro.
Yeah.
That's real age. Yeah, that's real age.
But he's still in the saddle.
He's still in the saddle.
And the thing is, in real life, Tom can do some things that I cannot do.
He does his own stunts.
So, Top Gun I will see Top Gun in the theater. And I will be ready with a bag of popcorn, ready to be entertained by Tom Cruise.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Top Gun. We're gonna see what they bring to it. Right after they dropped the trailer, Tom Cruise showed up.
Yeah.
But Val Kilmer also made a debut. You know what I'm saying? Not that he's gonna get out there and do anything, because you know he's been fighting with his health. You know, but it was just great that, you know.
Man, I've always liked Val Kilmer. Yeah, man. You know, and I hate that he has to go through what he's going through. But if Val is he in the film? Is Val Kilmer actually in the film?
No, he's not in the film.
Okay, I thought he was.
He made an appearance. He made an appearance for San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
For it, yeah. But
there is no Top Gun.
When I was young, my name was Ice.
Ice.
Because of Val Kilmer.
Let's be honest. Ice was the best pilot. He was the man, yo. The best.
He was the
pilot.
man. He was the man,
because he flies ice cold.
Well, good.
And
he did.
In that film, for Ice to be among 6 different fighters, and everybody's gunning for him, and him to survive as long as he did, waiting for Maverick to get his stuff together to show up and save the day. That just show you the caliber of how ice cold he was. Yeah. He was the man. Yeah. You know, but it was what it was. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to having my children sit down and watch Top Gun right before we go watch the movie, because they will be with me. Okay. All right. That's like me and my kids with a Marvel movie. My kids haven't missed a Marvel movie, and they never will. Yeah. Now, as far as the grandkids go, you know, that's up to their parents. But if it was up to me, they'd be in the theater right there with their pop-pop. My kids are watching all the Marvel films. Now that they've seen Endgame, now they're able to make connections. Yeah. And so we're going through the whole thing by release date. Nice. All right, so let's move on to Terminator. Now, I don't know if you've seen... I have seen the trailer for this. I think it's called Dark Fate, right? Now, this is why I'm excited about this movie. You're excited about this one? Yes. Okay, I'm listening. There's one reason why I'm excited about this. Because they brought back... One reason. Linda Hamilton. Hey, Linda is... The original Sarah Connor. Right. Let me correct myself. The original boss, Terminator... 10 bullets in his head. I will bust a calf in your... Empty the gun and walk away and feel no way. Right. Sarah Connor. Right. You feel what I'm saying? The real deal. The real deal. So, the thing about Sarah is... First of all, Linda Hamilton was one of my crushes from back in the day. Because she was... So you biased. She's extremely athletic back then, and it looks like she still kept up. I'm sure you was thinking about how athletic she was back then. Oh, yeah. But it's all good. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. But the thing is, it's been a long time since we've seen a good Terminator film. And it's going to depend on the writing and the directing. Because we've been let down by Terminator films before. Okay. But one thing is for certain. Bringing Sarah Connor back, if that's how you want to make your statement, that's how you make your statement that we're back. Yeah. So I'm hopeful that Terminator... Now, Sarah Connor had a chance to talk to, I like to call him my brother from another mother, at San Diego Comic-Con. Okay. And she was just talking about, you know, how excited she was and the fans and everything. I read an article where she said that this new journey, and the only reason why she took this role is because she wanted them to see the journey of Sarah Connor, get inside. She wanted to explore the different layers of Sarah Connor, and I think she's going to deliver. It's overdue. It's overdue. It's way overdue. And I think she's going to bring the character the justice that she deserves. Well, there's no doubt that she will bring the character the justice. The question is the writing and the directing going to help her accomplish that mission? Well, we're going to see, won't we? It's a team sport with Terminator. All these things are team sports, but... We'll see. We'll see. You know, and they got Arnold back there. The stunts looks amazing and crazy, a lot more far-fetched than everything else. You know, they got plane colliding in the air and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so we're gonna move on to
the next set or the next 4 sequels of Avatar, starting next year, 2020, is going to be the first one, and it leaps. The next 4 movies is going to be the journey between Jake and Neytiri, which is Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana. Their characters and their kids. Somewhere, somehow, maybe in a thing, they end up being mates for life and having kids and so on.
Let me tell you, I got a chance to go to see the whole ride, Pandora, for the first time, and it was raining. Not like it was misty, and it was overcast, and it wasn't a ton of people in the park. And all I can say is, wow.
Really?
It was breathtaking. I felt like I was on another planet. And so to hear that they're bringing back Avatar is exciting.
I'm going to need to go down there and check the park out.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You know, if as long as you can deal with the line cutters, you're fine. Yeah.
Now they got a movie coming out called Dune. It has a big cast in it. I think girl who was just in Spider-Man, Zendaya is in it. Just a lot of people.
Are we talking about the original Dune?
No, this is something new they're doing.
Okay.
So it looks like they might be doing a reboot or something.
But it is the same story, though.
Maybe. It might have a couple of different tweaks here and there. You know, that's one of the things that I'm like, I don't know, but I'm still going to check it out, and we'll see, you know, where they take it. You know, another thing that they have out is this movie coming, again, 2020. Matter of fact, it's September 4th of 2020 is being released. It's another video game movie. Like, remember they had Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Also, in this movie, Mila Jovovich is also in this movie.
But this is not a Resident Evil.
This is not a Resident Evil. Okay. This one is actually called Monster Hunter. For all the video games, for all the video game heads that's out there, that's you know, on top of them things and love video games and stuff like this.
You know, I'm a little biased about these game to theater movies because it's they're hit or miss. Yeah, they are hit or miss. I thought the first Resident Evil was done extremely well. Okay, and I do mean extremely well. Now the others after that, not so much.
See, let me tell you how I feel. I love the Resident Evil. Fan. Matter of fact, fanatic. Not a fanatic where I want to dress up like a zombie for Halloween, but fanatic that I could tell you what happened in each one. Yeah. So, because I was never that big of a fan of the video game, but I was always a fan of the movies.
Did you ever play the original?
The first one, yeah. I played it at night the first time I played it, and I said I ain't never played it again.
Was that some scary stuff or what?
Bruh, me and my buddy had got off work, and he was like, man, you gotta play this game. Went to play the game, and it was at night. An hour in, I was like, bro, I gotta go home, bro. I'm going home. I'm done. I was jumping out my skin. I'm like, when I got home, I'm hearing things moving, and I'm twitching, looking around the house, checking under the bed. No, never. That was all it took. Never played again.
I was renting an apartment. I was in college, and my girlfriend was at work, and I was by myself. I turned the lights off, had Resident Evil going, and there's this long hallway, and you clearly know that something's gonna happen. But you walk down the hallway anyway, and these freaking Doberman pinchers jump through the glass. And there's zombie Dobermans.
I'm about to say, let's back up. There was zombie
Dobermans. Yeah. I had to stop playing for a minute.
Because listen, that first game messed with your psyche. Yeah. It was worse than any horror movie, man. Yeah. You know, and
at that time, there was no such thing as a good horror movie back at that point in time. So this was some scary stuff. It's hard, but I find that the Resident Evils are very similar to the Terminators. It's very hard to do a good one after they've done the first two Terminators were just amazing. Yeah. And then it fell off the cliff.
And then it fell off, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. So I'm excited to see what they do. All right, another movie that they debuted, San Diego Comic-Con, or they talked about a lot, was, and this, they didn't have any trailer or anything for this, but this is just what they talked about, was the next set of Ghostbusters that's coming. And what they do, they picking up from the original Ghostbusters, and then they're going to take it from there. But some of them are already gone. Like, I think one guy had passed away a couple years back.
Okay.
I think what was his name? Vinkman? The one with the glasses.
Yes, he did pass away.
He passed away. So, between Murray and the rest of them, I want to see, Rick Moranis is pretty much retired now. So I want to see how they take it and what they do with it, But
I remember seeing Ghostbusters I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it on cable, I believe. And oh my God, I hadn't laughed so hard and enjoyed the film so much. And to be honest, I enjoyed the female crew. Yeah. I thought that was, and Chris Hemsworth doing his little thing and being funny. I enjoyed it. Would I pay to see it again? No. But I enjoyed it. It was good to watch at home.
See, we feel different. So I didn't enjoy it.
No?
I didn't. And I watched it at home. So I'm glad I didn't spend the $6, $7 or whatever.
It was light and humorous.
To you. To you. I thought it was an epic fail, but again, that's just my personal opinion, and people might disagree.
And my girls liked it, so
okay, kids would like that.
Yeah.
My grandkids, same thing. They was okay with it.
Yeah.
So me, on the other hand, not so much. But I mean, I want to see what they do with bringing back the original Ghostbusters and what they do with it.
Yeah.
All right, so we moved on to another trail. This one was called Heroes versus Civilians, and it was basically these people with powers, supers, as they call them, right? And whenever they do something, they leave a lot of, I guess you could say, people who get hurt along the way.
Okay.
Collateral damage.
Yes. Yes.
One of them actually killed a guy's girlfriend while him and the girl is kissing.
And she gets killed.
From
them fighting.
From one of them doing trying to move at lightning speed. And the way how the trailer shows it, that he's kissing his girl, and then his girl's disappearing. You see the blood and all of the matter of her body exploding. This is a movie. Yeah. So, now he has it out, and then the guy comes in and he makes a comment. The hero comes in and he makes a comment on national TV, and it's not the truth. So now the guy has a vendetta out for supers. So you see, where people with superpowers can have collateral damage, and they don't,
absolutely, is that not the reason why there's the Sokovia Accords?
It is. You see what I'm saying? So, but this one again wasn't dealing with, superheroes that we know, like in a Marvel universe.
Right, but it's still the same principle.
Same principle.
There's
same
always
premise.
Collateral damage.
Always collateral
and you know
damage.
what? To be honest, I think that's a good angle to explore, because we really don't get a chance to see that.
No.
With the exception of what we saw.
But you were one of them who kind of liked Tony's take on the whole Civil War.
About the protection.
Yeah. But as far as the registration or.
So here's the thing: would I register if I had a power? Would I register?
Would you?
I think I would. And the reason why is because I believe that if the right people band together, that they can operate with integrity. And I really believe that's the spirit of the Accords.
But you don't need to be governed by the government, because the government have agendas.
Who deals with the collateral damage? Who deals with that?
The heroes.
But they haven't been.
How do you know?
I don't.
See what I'm saying?
I don't. But it doesn't seem like...
But this was my take on it, okay? I agree with Cap. If we have control, the ball is still in our court, right? The minute we give up all of our power, we have no power. And those people who we just handed our power to, they have hidden agendas. and agendas they want to carry out.
I'll agree that the crew who was like over the Sokovia Accords, that's not the right crew, because if you're going to do something like that, you need representatives that's looking out for the best interests.
But let me ask you a question
of everyone.
What happened when that committee that's now over that says you guys cannot go in there and protect those individuals, but they themselves have no one that could go in there and protect those individuals should just die? As a hero,
you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
And that's why I agree with what Cap had to say.
Yeah, but again,
because a hero protects those who what can't protect themselves.
But again, you still need, if you're going to have like a governorship, you need to have representatives on all sides. This is why we have representatives in Congress and we have representatives in the Senate, because you're gonna have people that are gonna try to take advantage of the system.
Gotcha.
And even if there wasn't a Sokovia Accords, like even if there wasn't something like that, I still think that there's something missing that has to be put in place, because everyone does what they believe is right.
Okay.
And sometimes what you believe is right
don't always be right.
Yeah, and it's like your intention does not bring those lives back.
Gotcha. You're right. You're absolutely right. But hey, hidden agendas. That's all I'm saying.
You're right. That is true. I can't deny that.
There's nobody in this world that said that they don't know another adult, and at one point in that adult's life, they never had a hidden agenda.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So that's my take on that. All right, last but not least, another 2020 movie that's coming is Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, anybody like the last Godzilla, which I thought was amazing because the Battle of the Monsters, that was epic. Okay. Yeah. But now the big bad Godzilla has to fight the other big bad King Kong, and this is not going to be like when we were like 6, 7 years old.
There was a King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yes. It's not going to be like that where neither one of them win. In this one, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose.
Godzilla's going to win.
We think Godzilla's going to win.
I mean, put it this way. If I'm a betting man, I'm not betting against Godzilla. That's what I'm not doing.
Listen, man, you talking about a lizard versus the ultimate...
I mean, he's like
gorilla.
The Rock, right? He's like, cock diesel, got the, if he could have tattoos, he'd have tattoos on his biceps and on his shoulders. I get all that. Bruh. However, Godzilla...
You're talking about a lizard versus the ultimate...
A fire-breathing lizard.
Bruh, I watched I watched King Kong take on 2 T-Rexes.
They didn't breathe fire.
I saw this man take on 2 T-Rexes.
They don't breathe fire.
I'm just saying. So, at the end of the day, we're going to see.
Yeah.
Who's going to win.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it's Godzilla...
then that's the final Godzilla film we're going to get. Of that cast.
Oh, that we should get.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But if it's King Kong, then hey, the man is still the king of the jungle.
Hey, we're going to see.
We're going to see.
We're going to see.
All right, we're going to see. All right, now we're going to roll into something that everybody want to hear about, which, is, first of all, Marvel came to play ball at San Diego Comic-Con. When I tell you that Marvel came to play ball, they came to play ball. They ain't just came to say, yo, man, we finna do a little something, because they ain't did nothing last year.
I mean, are we talking about, like... Chicago Bulls just retired and they showed up with the Golden State Warriors now?
No.
Is that what just happened with this new cast? I mean...
No. First of all, again, I go back to when I tell you that these cats showed up in such a way. Again, if I was DC, I'd have been like, you know what, let's cash it in. We done. First of all, they rolled out Phase 4, which included movies and included TV shows.
That already steps up the game.
Based on the streaming service. If I was DC streaming service, which I thought have been amazing so far with the content that been on there, I would start getting worried.
Yeah.
Because Marvel have already trounced them in the movie department. Now they're about to launch their streaming service. And they have material to launch.
Are they going to end their partnership with Netflix, or are they going to figure something
No,
out?
they are over. They are done with
They
Netflix.
are really
they're going to
done.
be pulling everything they have from Netflix, and they're going to be putting their source material on their streaming
I
service.
would not be surprised if in the 11th hour you find out that there's a deal that was struck between Marvel, or I should say Disney, and Netflix, where Netflix has some type of partnership with them.
No.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
I hear you about this. Don't be surprised. But I'm going to tell you why I say no.
I'm listening.
I said no because that mouse.
Yeah.
The mouse is the kind of person or the kind of entity that when you see his brand is his brand.
Yeah.
Sony's not stupid. Sony shouldn't be stupid. If Sony's smart, Sony would re-sign their contract and keep the mouse doing what the mouse is doing for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
all they have to do is collect a check.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Because clearly they don't know how to tell a Spider-Man story.
That's that
compared-
captivating.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the mouse wouldn't partnership with somebody like Netflix. Because now Netflix is a competitor for the mouse. So the mouse is not going to join forces with the competitor. The mouse is now going to take the cheese away from the competitor.
Yeah, I mean, I get all that, but I just feel like from a business standpoint that sometimes alliances are made because it becomes, even between competitors, we've seen competitors combine and become one company. We've seen competitors become like subcontractors of other competitors. So all I'm saying is that if it financially makes sense, Disney, the one thing they don't do is leave money on the table.
Okay. All right. So while we're on the Disney subject, which movie or which show you want to talk about? We're gonna start off Phase 4.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about first? We could talk about Black Widow. We could talk about the Eternals. We could talk about Doctor Strange.
Well,
All
Black
these
Widow's going to be the movie, right?
That's the first thing coming out of the Disney box.
All right, so that's hard for me to say, but I want to talk about Black Widow first because do we get to see a send-off that she deserves?
With her movie?
Yeah. Do we get to see that?
No, but we see her origin. We see a birth.
Okay.
Because remember,
Yeah.
unlike the others, we don't see a birth with her.
Right.
You see what
she
I'm saying?
comes in already
Her and
ready
Hawkeye,
to go.
we never see a birth
Right.
with them.
Well, I really adore Black Widow and Hawkeye because they're the only ones on the team that don't have any powers, and they hold their own
Against metas and people with powers.
And
Or
when you
aliens
look-
and whatever else.
when you look at the way they showed up in Infinity War to save Vision and
Scarlet.
she jumps on what is her name with the horns?
Proxima Midnight.
Right, she jumps on Proxima Midnight.
First of all, I don't feel good about that. Let me tell you why. Because she could never do that to Proxima Midnight in the comics. Because
Yeah.
the movie dialed down Proxima Midnight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If that was
Right.
comic book no.
Right.
No.
And I get where you're coming from with that. And I mean, to be honest, if the real Black Panther showed up in the movie theater, the audience wouldn't have been able to handle that either. Okay,
Well,
so they
no. Let me change that. I think the audience would have been able to handle that. The average Caucasian American would not have.
See,
been
I
able
was
to.
trying to be a little more politically correct than that, but okay.
I'm gonna be like Marvel and give you the real,
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Is that they cannot really handle a black man who's 6 moves ahead of everybody else.
Yes.
That's just, especially when you
in
got
some way, the movie did, like, hey, Wakanda is ahead of the rest of the world.
Yeah,
but the way how Black Panther thinks in the comics.
When I sat down and read my first Black Panther comic, which wasn't that long ago,
yeah, which was the Christopher Priest story.
That's the one that you don't like to the other guy very much. So
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was a Priest comic, and it starts off with Ross like picking him up. Right. It starts off with Ross really, and that's where I learned about him being 6 moves ahead of everyone else, and I'm like, that character, they would not put that character on the big screen.
They couldn't afford to.
Yeah.
Because they have to appease to the rest of,
especially when there's a Tony Stark in the universe.
universe.
Right.
Yeah. Even though T'Challa was ahead of Tony Stark, T'Challa's sister was leagues smarter than Tony Stark.
Well,
And
I do
Bruce
like
Wayne.
how they showed that she was smarter than everybody in the room when it came to Vision.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why didn't you just do X, Y, Z?" He's like, "Because we didn't think of that." You know,
And
so
she's like, I'm sure you try your best.
yeah, you tried your best. Yeah. So
you should, but keep in mind
Yeah.
though, they did that for the movie because in the comics she's not as smart. She's not even as smart as her brother.
Okay.
Her brother is like one of the 5th smartest in the world.
Yeah. With Reed being number 1.
With Reed being number 1.
Yeah.
Hank Pym and Tony. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
real brains up in there.
real brains.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But now in the MCU, she's the smartest one. And that was one of the things that Feige made sure that everybody knew that she was one of the smartest.
Gotcha. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, going back to Black Widow, I just love the boldness of how she will jump on anything at
And
any
fight
time.
anyone.
And fight anyone or anything. So I'm looking forward to the movie. I still feel that it's overdue.
Okay, yeah. It's long overdue. I'm sure that they're gonna give her due justice. Her due diligence.
I would have preferred to see this before
a
seeing
long
her
time
die.
ago. Yeah. I would have too, but they had to keep going with the trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, this is all. There's a lot of new directions going here. First of all, we're talking about movies and shows, which we've always just had the movies, and now we're talking about jumping. I mean, they were already jumping the timeline when you had like films coming out before Captain America, and you had Captain Marvel going even further back. So they were already doing that, but this is like a deceased character. Never done that before. Showing a movie for a deceased character. And like,
I think this one they had to give the fans what the fans wanted, and the fans have been screaming for this a while.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the cast for a minute. So the big
For
bad
Black Widow.
for Black Widow.
All right, let me pull it up.
All right, so the big bad that we have for the villain or this movie, I'm not going to say the antagonist, but I'm going to say the villain.
Okay.
One of the things that they introduced in Comic-Con was that the villain was none other than Taskmaster.
Right. I did hear about this.
Listen, when I heard that they were dropping Taskmaster,
Okay.
I want you to understand just how psyched I was. One, we've never seen Taskmaster in the MCU. And if they do Taskmaster right,
Okay.
he's one of those that will give Captain America a run for his money. Because Taskmaster is not only a great everything he does, he's also a mimic.
Oh.
So he can mimic you and your fighting style, and now, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now counter everything you do because he, in a couple moves, he have studied and figured out your fighting style.
Are you able to speak on the Red Guardian? Are you able to say anything about that?
Alexei.
Yeah.
I think his story is gonna lie heavily with the whole Red Room. You've heard of the Red Room with Scarlet Witch before?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of her training and a lot of her upbringing as Natalia, if I'm saying this right, this is the Russian way you say her name, Natalia
Romanov. Yeah.
Natalia Anna Romanova, I think.
Romanova, yeah.
Yes, is how it's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because that's Alexei's not even her father. You see what I'm saying? But he became like that person. That old time Russian.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, back then they trained the girls from since they was like 6, 7, 8 years old. You see what I'm saying?
Cold-blooded killers.
Yeah, because they had them as ballerinas. They learned in the Red Room how to assassinate, fighting style, how to seduction, the arts of that.
Yeah.
All these different layers. So I think his whole role in there is going to be, hey, this. They might not. They might go a different way because Marvel tends to do that at times.
I've been impressed with David Harbour.
Okay. A great actor.
Because of what he's been doing in Stranger Things. So I'm excited to see
him take
what
on
he does with this.
With Red Guardian, yeah. So am I. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
As great and exciting as I am to see either him or Taskmaster, I've been calling this for about 4 to 5 years. If they ever do a Black Widow movie, they have to do the Yelena Belova story.
Tell us about Yelena.
She's the blonde Black Widow.
The blonde Black Widow.
I'm going to leave it right there. Because everybody know Black Widow is a redhead.
Right.
When I saw her in Infinity War with the blonde, that's the first thing I thought of, she going like Yelena Belova. Yelena Belova was another Black Widow who, when Natasha Romanoff went missing for a while, she took over as that role. Natasha came back, two of them fighting for the Black Widow role. It was a great comic run. I love that story.
Okay.
And Natasha edged her out.
But
they went toe-to-toe for a while. That was like, if you love Yelena, you was like, oh, I don't want to see Yelena. Oh. If you love Natasha, you was like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it tore you up a little bit.
So very, very close in skill level. Okay.
In everything level.
Skill,
seduction, all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
She came out of the Red Room just like her.
Gotcha.
So I'm excited to see what they do with that role.
Gotcha.
What we're gonna jump on next? You want to jump on the
Strange?
You want
Strange?
Not yet.
Oh.
I think we need to jump on the Loki right quick. You want to jump on the Loki?
Okay, let's go Loki real quick.
The whole thing that you see in Endgame.
Yeah.
He got the Tesseract. Created another streamline.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be in there running around doing his adventures.
Okay, so first of all, this is exactly what what is her, the Ancient One. She was concerned about the timeline going off. And I'm thinking that now this is exactly what she did, what she warned us against. So with Loki going off on a different tangent, I don't even know how that's going to play off. I mean, I think we are going to see a completely new angle when it comes to Loki.
You think we're gonna see either him or his brother or anyone in that movie or in that show?
No.
You think
I don't think we'll see Thor. I think we might see some of the other people like Sif or somebody like that, but I don't think that.
But you don't think we're gonna see another major character?
No.
Well, I mean, you never know though, because it's still in the same universe.
It is still in the same universe, but it seems like Disney has created a wall between movie characters and television characters.
Okay.
But they acknowledge them though, because you remember with like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, they acknowledged all the things that events that happened in New York, but you don't see them.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised. I'm not saying, I'll put it this way, I'm not saying no, but I highly doubt that we will see any screen characters in the shows.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that was what was that? Loki.
That was Loki.
All right. So I mean, if we talking about that family, can we talk about the Thor movie from it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the Thor movie. So the Thor movie is called Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they even already came out with the fact that Dr. What is her name?
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. So they already said Jane Foster's going to be the new Thor. And I'm like,
well, they're going based on the comics.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised because it took us a while as the audience to even find out that it was Jane. Yeah, because I thought that. Well, put it this way: there was a comic that I read where she didn't even know who she was.
Okay.
And so I assumed it was Jane Foster, but because I was reading that comic for the first time and was just being exposed to this,
okay, you didn't know that.
I wasn't sure that it was Jane, and so there was a lot of pages that went by before I found out that it was Jane.
When he said what he was, he called off the name of the one who had wrote that story. I knew where he was going.
Yeah.
And then he was like, there's a female Thor. And the moment he said it, I'm like, okay, Jane.
Right.
You can't do it without Jane. Because if you keep in mind, Valkyrie is supposed to be the king of Asgard.
Correct.
Okay? And one of the things she said was, as king of Asgard, I got to find me a queen.
Right.
So they're going to play that bisexual role or the bisexual angle.
Right.
Because in the comics, she's bi.
She's bi in the comics.
She's bi in the comics. So they're going to go that route with her.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Which is what they should do.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Now, if they do that, Thor is going to come back, but he's going to be Odin's son. Like, in the comics, he's running around as Odin's son because now they have another Thor.
Right.
Who is a female Thor.
Correct. Is she gonna have cancer?
If they go the comic book route, because remember in the comics she had cancer,
Yeah.
and when she lifted the hammer, she possessed the worthiness.
She's fine.
And she's fine. She became.
But
Thor
she kept choosing to go back to Jane Foster
because of the humanity of her.
Right.
She wasn't as guardian. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She's human.
Right.
So that part or that human side of her always like, I'm human.
Right.
That's where, but she just possessed the power of Thor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm
gotta
excited to see what they do with it.
If they do that, that has to be a torturing experience.
Of course.
Healthy to sick to healthy, and I think that any treatments that she has are negated once she becomes Thor all over again, and then when she drops it, all that progress is gone. So it's like starting at ground zero every time.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. If they do it by the comic book standards, but being that Jane has already been in the MCU and Jane's been fine, will they go that route?
I don't know. I hope they do.
I wouldn't want them to do that.
Why? No, you tired of getting your heart tore up by?
No, it's not that. It's just that's another layer that you have to take away from true source material, or another angle that now you have to overshadow something else. Mm-hmm. Be pure to the story. Mm-hmm. Give a great story.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If you can do that,
so you're fine, no cancer.
I'm fine with no cancer.
Okay.
Because now don't get me wrong, the cancer side can make you lean toward the humanitarian the humanitarian side or the human side.
Well, and it also speaks volumes. It's like you
can be empathetic or sympathetic if you need to.
But you also say push through in spite of the pain. As one who lives with pain, you're always saying for us to push through. Yeah. So if you see a character on screen that literally chooses to push through as a human being, it's got to inspire.
It will do a lot of inspirational stuff. But again, if they're going the way how movies have been going, especially in the superhero genre, they do that. They take away from the main story, unless that is the main story. Unless her and Thor broke up because she found out she had cancer.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they supposedly broke up.
Right.
So if they make the angle seem like, okay, she found out she had cancer, she broke up with Thor. And then later on, she's worthy to lift the hammer and she becomes Thor.
I mean, they could
that would be more compelling. And I couldn't get on board with that.
They could even have her being sick from having the ether in her body.
True. That could have brought on cancer.
Could have brought on the cancer.
But we don't know. We're going to see.
We'll see.
I'm excited to see what happens with it. And, we're going to take that in stride and be like, hey. I want to see what they do with a costume. I'm more excited about that than anything else.
Yeah. Is it that time? Is there another movie between now and Strange? Is there anything else in between there?
That I want to see real bad?
No, I mean like that for us to talk about. Is this the last movie?
No, bro. Man, listen.
How many more movies we got? Because I want to talk about Strange.
You want to talk about Strange? Okay. Since you want to talk about Strange real bad, let's go ahead and we touch on a movie we had real quick. Two of them.
Yeah.
One of them not so much, but the cast is great. And then another one that I've been wanting to talk about, and I'm glad to see it coming. So let's jump on board with Eternals.
Now, this is something I was actually taken back by because I've heard you talk about the Eternals. I've heard chatter Eternals, but the Eternals is a blind side for me. Okay. So why should we as fans be excited about the Eternals?
Okay.
And what should we know if we wanted the Cliff Notes version of the Eternals? What's the Cliff Notes version and why should we be excited?
It's plain as day. The Eternals are immortals that protect humanity from the deviants. Thanos will be considered a deviant.
Okay.
Because Thanos was half deviant.
Okay. And half Titan.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where were they when he showed up? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But
maybe they figured he got it.
But Thanos, first of all, wasn't no punk.
Right.
But I'm glad that now Thanos has come and gone. They could tell rich stories. When you're talking Eternals, you're talking about immortals with immense power. from the smallest chick or the smallest kid who's playing Sprite. I think for the show, she's being played by a girl named Leah McHugh. Okay? Really cute, ditzy girl. Sprite was, too. You see
Now, the Eternals is going to be a show. It's not going to be a movie.
I mean, sorry, it's going to be a movie.
Okay, it's going to be a movie.
Be a movie, okay? But then you have, for me, Gilgamesh, baby.
Gilgamesh.
Yes, he's been played by a dude called Asian actor called Don Lee.
Okay.
Gilgamesh. Who would you say is the strongest in the Marvel Universe?
The strongest in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
I have two.
Okay.
And it's going to be Phoenix and Scarlet Witch.
Okay. Gilgamesh can spit on a phoenix. Look, I'm being brutally honest. Okay. You saw how Thanos ragdolled the Hulk?
Yeah.
You think Thanos could have do that to Gilgamesh? Gilgamesh would have smacked him like a pimp smacks one of his working girls. Straight up.
So we're talking about nth degree of power here.
Yeah. Gilgamesh is a beast.
Okay.
You see what I'm
All
saying?
right.
And he's an immortal.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Juggernaut can run through walls after walls after wall as long as he pick up speed.
Yeah.
He hit Gilgamesh and he gonna fall right down to the ground. Bang.
Now, and you know what? It's interesting that you mentioned that about Thanos because I had a conversation with someone else about how Thanos was really just toying around with Tony when they were fighting.
Every single time.
You know, because it was just like...
Listen, it's only one time that Thanos didn't toy around with somebody he was fighting. And that was Cap, when Cap laid into him.
Yeah.
But you're dealing with a super soldier that feel he has nothing to lose.
Yeah. And even then, he jumped on Cap's tail, too.
Yeah, when he realized, okay, man, I got this chump dude knocking me around.
But now, I will say...
Keep in mind, now, this is Cap wielding Mjolnir and his shield.
I will say that if Scarlet truly knew her power, she would have ripped him.
If she had,
ship.
If she had time to cut loose. She couldn't cut loose because they started raining fire. If she had a time to cut loose.
We still have Tony.
We still have Tony.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because she is that powerful.
Right. I mean, she was ripping him apart.
How long has she been in... Let's exclude movies for a while. How long has she been around in the comics?
For a long time. Yeah.
Long time. Keep in mind, Scarlet Witch is one of the originals.
She's also the reason why the mutants lost their powers.
She's one of the original, what do you call them? The original X-Men.
She's one of the original X-Men.
Yeah. I think at first it was like 7 or whatever, but she was in there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As long as she's been around, she still have not flexed her true power. The limit of her true power.
Do we get to see some more power? I say no because of the time period, but with the WandaVision show, do we get to see powers that
you haven't seen yet?
I want to say, well, yes, but it can't be anything more powerful than what we saw in Endgame. Because it takes place before Endgame, doesn't it?
No, it takes place after.
So, how does this happen? You've just blown the audience's mind. How is there a WandaVision after?
Because we still have to deal with the what do you call it? The after effects.
But Vision's gone.
He is. You have to know that he's coming back. Wanda got to move forward. She cannot move forward with Vision not being there.
So they're going to bring Vision back.
Vision is coming back.
Vision's coming back.
Vision's coming back. Mark my words, I'm telling you this, Vision's coming back. Keep in mind, in the comics, he comes back and he's in that ghost form, remember? When he's like a white ghost type thing.
I haven't read this one, so this is a new one for me.
Yeah. I honestly feel he's coming back. But I don't believe that's when she's going to cut up with her power. I believe she's going to cut up with her power, talking about your boy, in the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Madness of the Multiverse. I think that's... Because you're going to see her flex her true power.
Bro, Doctor Strange. First of all, he flexed that Sorcerer Supreme in Infinity War and in Endgame.
He does. But
And
before we get too ahead of us, let's back up to Eternals because man we
didn't talk about this.
yeah. So my man Icarus is being played by Richard Madden, dude from what do you call that show? Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Rob Stark. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Icarus, cocky dude, cocky immortal,
Okay.
pretty boy. That's who Icarus is.
Okay.
Then you have old girl Lauren Ridloff. She's playing Makari. You have Kumail Nanjiani. He is playing Kingo.
Okay.
Okay. You have Brian Henry playing Fasto. You have my girl, your girl, Selma Hayek.
Everybody's girl.
Selma Hayek. She's playing the leader Ajax.
Okay.
Okay. The leader of the Eternals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And again, my man Don Lee playing Gilgamesh. Can't wait to see him cut up and do his thing, smash some things, throw some things, bring the pain. Right. Again, Liam McHugh's playing Sprite, little kid that's an immortal.
Okay.
And then everybody's favorite, most popular, Angelina Jolie is playing Thena. I can't wait to see this movie. It's different. It's fresh.
Yeah.
It's going to be something. You remember the impact that Guardians had when it first came out?
Let me tell you.
I don't think it's going to be another Guardians, but I think it's going to be fresh like that.
I saw Guardians because there was another movie I went to see that I think was sold out or something. We ended up going to see Guardians. I had no idea. I knew nothing about the Guardians of the Galaxy until I saw the movie. And I will forever be a Guardians fan.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. They choose to be family.
Yeah.
They
A bunch of misfits.
A bunch of misfits that just choose to be family.
And it worked.
And it works.
And they saved the galaxy.
And they do save the galaxy.
See what I'm saying?
They do save the
And
galaxy.
then the Power Stone, they end up giving it to the people that they felt they should give it to.
Right.
So there was a lot of levels of nobility in it.
Yeah. I mean, they are... But they're also still cut-ups, because, like, it's like, why are we going to save these people? Because this is the right thing to do. And... we might be getting a little change.
Because that's how they... You know what? And I think that's what makes the Guardians so relatable.
Yeah.
Is that...
Hey, baby, we get paid for this.
We get paid. They're human. They behave very human.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's good, and it works.
Yeah. So if it has that kind of impact, it will be fantastic. And I mean, so much now that I will read just about any Guardians of the Galaxy comic because it goes to show that whoever put them on the screen truly understood the comics.
Definitely. They did. I think they did. I think every time they put somebody, you know.
Although it would have been nice if Star-Lord really was half Spartex instead of whatever they gave him.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. But, I mean, you know, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about, you know, the Doctor Strange and the Wanda earlier and so on and so on. But, I mean, if we're going to talk about Wanda...
Yeah.
With Doctor Strange, we got to talk about the level of Doctor Strange movie. Because that's supposed to be very horror-esque.
Yeah, well, you know what?
They saying that it's going to probably be Marvel's first horror movie.
Well, you know what? To be honest, what they did with Far From Home, giving Peter that psychotic episode with all the illusions, that was some scary stuff, bro.
Yeah. So I think with them doing and again, they opening the multiverse now.
They are. Here's the thing. Doctor Strange. I don't know what it was like for you when you first saw it, but when I first saw it on the screen,
it was one of my 5 favorites.
I was like, holy crap, this was...
But again, I've said this many times before, Marvel lay eggs way before we see the eggs they lay.
Yeah.
When they talked about Doctor Strange, they talked about all these different dimensions and portals.
Right.
Okay? Now they're talking about Doctor Strange again, they're talking about the multiverse.
Yeah.
When you talk about the multiverse, you know who you can bring into the multiverse? Somebody like Miles Morales, Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they can open up the multiverse now.
Right.
And well, I think that's what we're going to see the gateway to.
People are like really on this whole multiverse thing. They want to see all the different Spider-Mans come back. You know, they want a reunion. And to be honest, if anybody could pull it off,
they can.
they can pull that
They
off.
can pull it off. You know, let's pop over to the Hawkeye TV show. You know, seeing where he goes from here.
Well,
No, because still, he might seem like Hawkeye to a lot of us, but he's still running.
yeah, someone might die.
Also, for San Diego Comic-Con, for that trailer, he brought up images of this little girl in purple.
That's his daughter.
We don't know that. I don't think it is.
You don't think it is?
I think it's Kate Bishop. She was dressed like Kate Bishop.
Okay.
Now, unless he changed his daughter's name to Kate Bishop,
That's not his daughter.
but Kate Bishop ended up becoming the next Hawkeye. Right around the same time that they had Secret Invasion. See where I'm going?
I
could be wrong.
would love to see Secret Invasion happen.
But they already laid the eggs for Secret Invasion.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? At the end of Far From Home, you realize now they have laid the eggs.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for a while. I said this before Endgame. I was like, if they defeat Thanos in Endgame,
Yeah.
the only thing that you can do that would rival something as big and epic as Thanos is to have a Secret Invasion story.
Yeah.
And at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, we saw Nick Fury
Right.
and Maria Hill.
Right.
And when we see them morph into who they really are, we're like, okay.
And how
So-
many years are we talking about from the time they met to the time of Far From Home? It's been over 20 years, maybe 30 years.
It's been longer than that. Because Carol was here in 1982.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
almost 40
years. Almost 40 years.
So we don't
a lot
know.
can happen in a civilization
too much can
over
hap-
40
Man,
years.
you know how
They
many-
can go from being the heroine to being the villain in 40
You
years.
see what I'm saying? Man, listen, that.
But I will say that I do believe that it's going to be some Skrulls fighting on the right side of the issue.
We don't know. What if all the good Skrulls decide to book or to say, you know what, man, I'm finna fight for my own people? We don't know. So if they do go,
You think
with
Talos would do that?
I don't know, man. Skrulls, that's Skrully behavior. Bro, from the time I read the first Secret Invasion, when Secret Invasion happened, everything for like maybe
Are you
a couple
racist
months.
against Skrulls now?
No. But Skrully behavior is something I don't tolerate, man. I'm telling you.
I'm not racist, but there is a such thing called Skrully behavior.
It is.
Okay?
You see what I'm saying? So you never know, man. You never know. You never know. So yeah, I'm interested to see, you know, how that whole thing play out. You know. Okay, so we're gonna move on. They have this series. They have this series called the What If series.
Okay.
And we're gonna blow through this real quick. That series is what if something was to be something, or something was to be somehow, or somewhere, or somewhere.
Now this is a television show.
This is gonna be a show.
So
what
is it like
if-
a Twilight Zone type of thing for Marvel?
Yes, and they're gonna have multiple shows. So what if Peggy Carter could have become Captain America instead of Steve Rogers becoming Captain America? So it's gonna be sort of something like that, because they had a series
Hey, man.
run of comic books where it was like that.
Is it safe to say that Peggy Carter did not get a fair deal?
No, she got a fair deal.
I enjoyed the show. You didn't like the show?
I like the show, but she got a fair deal. That show was only supposed to go one season. They renewed it for a second season.
That was a very good show.
It was, but it couldn't go forever.
It's true, you can't go forever, but I think it could have gone longer than it did.
I was okay with it going 2 years. Honestly, truly, that's.
I would love to see the Sharon Carter Captain America.
Who wouldn't? That's a love story right there. Everybody, well, in the movies, they made it seem like it was all Peggy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But in the comics, him and Sharon end up having a thing that, you know, that went for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He lost his super soldier serum. Two of them moved in together, you know. They had a thing. Steve Rogers and Sharon Carter. Agent 13.
Agent 13.
You see what I'm saying? So I love how she was in, you know, from the time he got to modern times. Like in what was that? Was it Winter Soldier? When the first time we see her?
First time we see her is in Winter Soldier, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we see her again in Civil War 2.
Yeah.
I mean in Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Civil War 2 would be hot.
it would. Well, and you could do it now, except for you don't have Tony.
You don't have Tony.
So somebody would have to take up that mantle.
Is that Spider-Man?
No. Because he ain't the next Tony Stark. We know this.
Read.
But let's back up for a minute. Let's talk about the WandaVision. Now, there's supposed to be somebody that's supposed to make their debut in the WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, man. You know like how people are fanboy?
Yeah.
I was fangirling, yo. I was screaming. Let me tell you why. I was screaming because of who she was going to be.
First of all, Wanda is an awesome character and has been awesome.
Yes, but we ain't talking about Wanda, though. We're talking about who's going to debut in that show.
So who's going to debut in the show?
Monica Rambeau.
No,
Monica
really?
Rambeau is the daughter of Maria Rambeau, who was Captain Marvel's wingman, the other chick, who was flying the plane, the black chick.
Yeah.
Her little daughter.
Okay.
That's Monica. And she grows up now, and she will be in an adult version in...
WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision.
Which makes sense.
She is being played by none other than Teyonah Parris. See me doing my dance? Bruh. Beautiful actress, by the way.
Okay.
Great actress. She got some range.
Do we know her?
She been in some things. Do she have range like Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Guerrero? No. But she got range.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Amazing. She's so beautiful. But let me tell you why I've been loving Monica Rambeau, okay? Monica was Captain Marvel before Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel.
Oh. You're saying her?
Yeah.
Alright, so we do know her.
Yes.
You said some things. Gang, T'Challa BP is dogging us out right now. Because
I'm not.
We know this woman because she has been in Dear White People. She's been in Chirac. She has been in a lot.
She's been in some things. She haven't had no role where it's been all her though. You see what I'm saying?
She was also in Mad Men.
Again, not all her. She's
Right.
been in some things.
Yeah. Well, Chirac was probably as close to as you're going to get for her biggest role. Well, no, she was also in the basketball thing,
I think
too.
this is going to be her biggest role.
No, this is definitely going to be... Anytime you get a chance to be a Marvel character. But she's
going to be Monica Rambeau.
She has
I don't even know how
range.
much times I need to say that, but let me show you. I'm going to say this right quick.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to give her a suit to put on. Because remember, Monica Rambeau had a trench coat with the white underneath with the black star that Captain Marvel wears on her chest.
Yeah.
And she had like her little afro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I love the actress because she got a natural thing going on with her hair.
Yeah.
And I'm so feeling that right now. You feel me?
You feel the natural things going on?
I'm feeling that right now.
You feeling that? Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But I wanna know how she's gonna come into her power.
Okay.
Because she has the power of the sun. Similar to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel power can actually go nuclear.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or binary. That's what it is. Her power can actually go binary.
Okay.
And we see her, when she flying in Endgame, when she blow up Thanos' ship and all that.
Yeah.
But she can actually go hotter than that.
I tell you.
But I want to know how they're going to do Monica. Go ahead.
When she got punched in the mouth with the Power Stone.
We ain't never see her again after that.
Never saw her again till the funeral.
I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of happy that Thanos clocked it the way he clocked it.
A lot of people don't like Captain Marvel for some reason.
The cockiness, man. The cockiness.
I gotta admit, man, if I realize I've been held back all this time and then all of a sudden you get to let loose, might have a little cockiness. You've been flying from galaxy to galaxy on your own power.
Yeah.
Might have a little cockiness, you know?
You can have all the cockiness you want to, bro. I ain't gonna sit there and be cocky with you, I'll tell you that.
Hey,
I'll tell you that.
I will be one of the few people that you will hear say that I don't have a problem with Brie Larson being Captain Marvel, and I don't have a problem with the cockiness that she shows at the moment.
All right, we're gonna talk about 3 more things. We got a whole lot of things to talk about, but we're gonna talk about these 3 things.
All right.
I waited for this movie for a while, and there's a few reasons why I've waited for this movie. This is the second to last movie that was announced that I want to talk about. Shang-Chi. If you've read Shang-Chi, or if you have any idea who he is, imagine Bruce Lee as a superhero.
Let's assume for a moment that there are plenty of people in the audience who've never even heard of Shang-Chi.
Okay.
What would you say to them? Why? Again, the question is, Cliff Notes version. Why should we be excited?
Because where there's Shang-Chi, there's martial arts, and not like the crappy Iron Fist things that we've been seeing.
Okay. Are we talking about some Bruce Lee type stuff?
We talking Bruce Lee type, Captain America type, roll up in some like
Winter Soldier type choreography.
Winter Soldier type choreography that's on another level.
Hey, that alone makes me excited. But why? What's the Cliff Notes version of Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi's an Asian dude, he's a martial artist, that, again, he has that whole hero persona. But he's dealing with different things because he's dealing with stuff on the Asian scale. Whereas he have to fight big bads over in Asia. And when I mean big bads, I'm talking about Asian warlords.
Okay.
And henchmen of Asian warlords. That's moving like the hand, the ninjas that the hand have.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Does Ronin jump into this fight at all or no?
I don't know. We haven't heard anything about crossover, so I don't know if Ronin is going to be in there. But where there's Shang-Chi, you have to ask yourself, is there a dragon that we're going to see that we all know? Are we going to see a Fu Manchu? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
These are just things that you have to ask yourself when there's Shang-Chi. But this is not even the main villain who's going to be in the movie.
Okay.
The main villain who's going to be in this movie is going to be none other than the Mandarin. Tony Stark's nemesis. Yeah, you heard me right.
Okay, so first of all, help us viewers who are listening to this understand, because the Mandarin was kind of dropped off in this comedic.
We thought he was.
We thought he was this actor that didn't know no better.
Yes.
But behind him was
go back.
AIM. AIM was pulling that dude's strings.
But hold on. Let's go back for a second, okay? First time we heard the 10 Rings is when?
Don't know.
First time the 10 Rings became a subject was in Iron Man.
Okay.
The first MCU movie. We saw them had Tony sitting in a chair when they caught him. We saw the 10 Ring symbol behind Tony Stark sitting in a chair, right? Okay. First time we heard about the 10 Rings. Then, in Iron Man 2, somewhere, somehow, the 10 Rings was pulling strings for Justin Hammer.
Okay.
We didn't know that, but they were.
Okay.
In Iron Man 3, 10 Rings again pops up. And this time, AIM is actually behind the helm, and they got an imposter in there. Okay? As the Mandarin, when he is not the Mandarin. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Come to find out.
Which takes the storyline sideways a little bit, but
Then Marvel did the short story. Where the same dude is in the jail, and he goes in the room, and the one dude said, yeah, he was impersonating the Mandarin, and he's pissed. And the shot goes off. Because you saw the guy put a gun to his head. And when he put the gun to his head, if you look closely on his arm,
there's the 10 Rings again.
the 10 Rings tattoo on his arm.
Okay.
It goes off. So you only assuming that while the dude is in jail, he got killed from one of the 10 Rings, or the Mandarin sent a hitman in there to kill him.
Okay.
When you see Ant-Man, the dudes them with the gun, they work for the 10 Rings. One of them dudes work for Hydra. Another one had a tattoo right here on his neck with the 10
I feel like
rings.
I gotta watch all these all over again.
You got to, because again, the eggs are there. If you pay attention, Marvel drops so many eggs, man. And if you don't pay attention to them, you miss them.
Well, I think that there are plenty of us who don't even know that there is something to pay attention to. Like, it's like, yeah, we can see that symbol, but it doesn't. If there's no backstory from reading a comic book, then we have no idea what that symbol means.
But a lot of that stuff connects.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to the first Tony Stark or the first Iron Man, and you start watching the pattern, them rings, you see them rings popping up, till later on we see them pop up in a whole nother movie. Ant-Man, you see what I'm saying? We see them pop up in the short. We see them popping up and popping up.
If you asked me where I could find that scene, I wouldn't even know where to tell you. I wouldn't tell you where to look.
I'm sorry.
Just like your whole thing with the with Spider-Man and the different nods to the different issues.
Yeah.
Would have never picked up on that.
Yeah. If you don't go back and you don't watch.
Although I did get the whole shield and hammer reference though when he had that device or whatever. And I was like, oh, how'd I miss that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's amazing if you just watch. And Marvel, again, they drop a lot of nuggets. My cousin like to call them nuggets. Mm-hmm. Hey, they drop a nugget there. Hey, they drop a nugget there. Hey. Yeah. Just like the things that spelled out Thanos. The Infinity Stones was all being housed in stuff that spelled out Thanos. Mm-hmm. And if you saw that, you'd be like, okay, the T, Tesseract, the H, the Heart of Vermeer. You see what I'm saying? These were gems. Everything had a gems. Mm-hmm. The A, the Ether, the necklace, the Time Gem, the Orb, the O, the Orb, Power Stone, the S, the Scepter, the Mind Stone. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All these things spelled out Thanos' name.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Gems and nuggets that they lay. And it's like cookie crumbs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm excited for Shang-Chi just because of, the Mandarin is supposed to be played by this dude named Tony Leung. Mm-hmm. And Shang-Chi himself is being played by Simu Liu. Okay. And great actor. I want to see what he do with the character. I know he's about to bring it though. All right. Last but not least, well, not last but second to last, we're going to talk about is the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yes.
First of all, can't wait to see this. Always felt like Captain America Winter Soldier is one of my 2 favorite Marvel movies ever.
It was something that was groundbreaking when I saw it. Because I'm like...
Let me ask you something. Can that movie come on right now and you not sit down and watch it?
I cannot walk past Winter Soldier.
No one can. Find me somebody that can and they don't love good movie.
I mean, it's just the choreography, man.
Everything about that movie is great.
Even when Fury is pinned down in the truck, and I mean, they had a squad after him.
They did.
And he got away.
They did. The movie itself was great. I think what excited me more about this show than anything is the villain.
Who was our villain for this one?
The villain for this one, and you've already seen him in Civil War.
Yep.
Baron Zemo.
Right.
And he's coming back. They did something at San Diego Comic-Con. When the two of them was talking, the screen goes black, the room goes black.
Yeah.
You see his face pop up on the screen and you hear the voice talking. And it's the same dude who they caught in the end who was responsible for T'Challa's father's death and Tony and the whole fallout.
And T'Challa let him live.
Yes, because T'Challa... And I wonder if this is going to be a backlash. Because T'Challa could have killed him or let him kill himself.
He could have ended it right there.
You see what I'm saying? But he let him live. Figuring you need to go to jail.
Yeah.
But now you got to wonder, is the UN good enough to keep anybody in jail? Because they sure enough let the man out. Or let the man escape.
Or something.
You see what I'm saying? So, he's going to be the main villain for the show. Again, you're dealing with 2 people that banter back and forth, and you watch how the 2 of them always had come to a head.
Yeah.
Because both of them were Steve Rogers' best friend at some point, sometime.
At some point, sometime, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So,
I kind of felt... I felt for Bucky in this one. At the end of Endgame. I felt for Bucky because...
He didn't get the shield?
Well, no, his friend got to go back in time.
And he didn't?
And live his life, and he's still stuck in the future.
That's good, though. That's good. Bucky didn't need to go back.
That's good for us.
No, Bucky didn't need to go back. Because remember, Bucky was frozen longer than Steve was.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he just need to move on. Steve wouldn't live his life. Bucky need to go ahead now and live his. Yeah. But I want to see how they take it, especially with the whole Zemo angle. I want to see how they do it. Yeah. And apparently Zemo now is going to be in his whole new getup.
Are we going to see Wakanda on this show?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. We might get to see references in him talking to Wakanda.
Because I feel like once you got a chance to live Wakanda...
Well, he gonna know how to get home.
Yeah, once that becomes your home, that's your home. So this is
and in the MCU, he's now the White Wolf, so he'll always have a place in Wakanda.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we should at least see a little bit of Wakanda.
I want to see Wakanda, but you know what? If I need to see Wakanda, I'll just pull up my Kamoya beads and activate it. I'll see Wakanda. T'Challa BP74 in the house. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the ending of the Marvel panel, San Diego Comic-Con. But before we do that, Kevin Feige said something. He said, I'm not going to talk to y'all about Black Panther 2, because y'all already know it's coming. Mm-hmm. Not going to talk to y'all about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We all know it's coming. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk to y'all about Captain Marvel 2. Y'all know it's coming.
Right.
What I am going to do, I'm going to introduce Academy Awards, 2-time Academy Awards winner Mahershala Ali. He walks out. At this point, everybody's on the stage, and everybody have on the baseball cap with the Black Widow logo thing, because that was the whole promotional thing, right? Mahershala Ali came out. He had his hat. They said, go ahead and put on your hat. Show him your hat. Mm-hmm. He puts on his hat. There's 5 letters on his hat. The screen or the area goes dark. Mm-hmm. The screen comes back up when the light comes on with the letters in red and white. BLADE. The crowd
loses their mind.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I was in my
rightfully
feelings.
So.
Yes, rightfully so. I was in my feelings on another level because I kept saying for the longest, we need to redo Blade. We need to redo Blade. Everybody's like, yo, man, we can't redo Blade and we got Wesley Snipes. I don't think that Marvel is going to not pay tribute to Wesley Snipes.
First of all, let's just say that Marvel doesn't F up stuff.
Let's
start with that.
Let's start with that. So them picking Ali was great. Even Wesley Snipes made a statement and gave Ali the praise that he deserved.
Right. First of all, when I saw Blade for the first time, I didn't know that he was a Marvel character until after the film. Mm-hmm. But this character was such a hero. Mm-hmm. Deliberately choosing not to drink blood, which is his natural given, like it's his natural given, like part of his DNA to drink live blood. And instead, he's like, I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I don't like none of these vampires. They all got to go. And he's on the hunt
to kill him.
Amazing. And the cinematography was just really well done. They had a good villain to start it off with. I can't knock anything about Blade. The other two were not as good as the first, but that comes from a time period where your sequels weren't usually as good as your originals. Now,
I have a whole lot of respect for Snipes, and especially after the statement that he put out earlier today. He put out a statement. Statement said, to all my day walkers losing their minds right now, chillax. Although the news comes as a surprise, it's all good. Such is the business of entertainment. He also said, much peace to the MCU crew, always a fan. Honor and respect to the Grandmaster Stan. Nobody haven't give Stan Lee props through nothing. You see what I'm saying? But even in the midst of this, he's like, yo, honor to Stan Lee, because none of us would be here if it wasn't for Stan Lee. Yeah. Right? Then he goes on. He said, congratulations to Mahershala Ali. He said, congratulations and salam. He said, a beautiful and talented artist whose expressions I look forward to experiencing for many years to come. He says, Inshallah, which means, or translation to it, means if God's will or by God's will. Okay? We will work someday together. And then he thanked him. He said, most importantly to the fans, to the loyal fans, he said, the incredible outpouring of love is overwhelming. I am grateful. The never-ending support. So now, fret, now worry. It's not the end of the story. Welcome to the Daywalker clique. Great way to say to Ali, yo, welcome to the Blade family.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still was respectful enough.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. A great way to honor Wesley Snipes is to have him be Whistler.
Yeah.
Have him train this dude or show him training a younger version of Ali.
Whistler is not a character that you have to have as a black or white man.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be that.
You see what I'm saying?
not?
But it'd be a great way to pass the torch.
Yeah.
And not only, show it to where you see him training a young Blade. Because remember, Whistler finds him, he's young.
Right. And he trains him.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why not better way?
And the training that he'd get from Wesley Snipes brings a resume.
Yeah. A martial
arts resume to the role.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. The bottom line is that when you watch Endgame, you the typical fan might say, where do we go from here? And Marvel has shown this is where we go from here. Mm-hmm. And it looks bright.
Bright.
Very, very bright
Very
future.
bright, bro.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I look forward to Phase 4. Phase 5 is coming. But there's a buttload of things that's coming down the pipeline in just the next 2 years alone.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 4 movies. There's a Black Widow movie, Shang-Chi movie, Doctor Strange movie, and the Eternals.
No, what if it's a show?
And the Eternals.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then, Thor and Love and Thunder. So that's 5 movies. And then,
not to mention, there's something that we did not mention. There's going to be a Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because that's one of the things he mentioned. He's like, we're not even going to talk about it.
I don't know why it is, but I have really desired to have a really good Fantastic Four movie. I'm not even really connected to the Fantastic Four, but I feel like that those characters deserve a good story with some good CG and help people understand why this guy that stretches is so important to the MCU.
Yeah.
Because, it's not the, most coolest power.
True. Another thing that they talked about was the Uatu, the Watcher. You see what I'm saying?
Who only shows up at certain times, at critical times.
At critical times in the comics. We've never really see the Watcher. We saw a glimpse of, Guardians 2. When they were going through the portals, Stanley was sitting out there with the Watchers on one of the moons. And I think that's the only time you see, but now he's going to play a pivotal role. So you're going to see him pop up here and there, ever so often. I think more than so in the What If series, you're going to see him pop up.
Why did we not see the Watcher, a silhouette of the Watcher during the Endgame?
I don't know.
Because we should have seen, at the very least, a silhouette.
Yeah.
Because that was a critical...
That end where Doctor
time.
Strange floats out and he speaks to someone. Yeah. I feel like we didn't see anything like that because they wanted you to feel the impact of Endgame. Endgame.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to feel that. So that's why they did that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, 2020 is looking bright.
Yes.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to go forward and, watch how Marvel is going to be dropping things. And they're going to be doing it right.
I think that when Endgame comes out on DVD release, that we need to have a deep conversation about Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah. We haven't done an Endgame one.
Yeah.
We need to come back and do an Endgame because there's a lot of things that I've seen in Endgame that I would love to talk about. Maybe we could catch you here in the next couple weeks or in the next month or so.
I can't even count how many times I've seen Infinity War now, and it is...
Still epic.
It's still epic.
Favorite scene, that run scene, baby.
I know that's your scene.
That's my scene.
I know that's your scene.
3 scenes in the whole 23 MCU movies, and those 3 are at the top of my thing.
All right. So I'm going to give you my top 3 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is hard.
then you ain't got your top 3.
No, I do have my top 3. Watching Tony Stark and Doctor Strange together in New York City, going back and forth, and then going out there right to it, and realizing that this is what Stark has been fearing
his whole
for
life.
6 years.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my first one.
Okay.
My second one is when Cap shows up and catches
the spear.
The spear.
Yeah.
That whole thing, I was just like ready to just like lose my mind.
And then the third.
And the third is Wanda.
Endgame when she.
What was she doing up there all this time?
Okay, that's
Sit
it.
there all this time.
See, okay. You got humor and action in there.
Yeah.
This is my three, hands down, and I'm gonna count back from my least favorite to my number one favorite.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Number 3. Mm-hmm. When Falcon, Cap, and T'Challa sitting in the truck, and Cap is like, "So your suit vibranium, huh?" T'Challa never answers him. In the most gangster way, he looks over his shoulder and he tell him, "Yo, the Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations. Mantle passed from warrior to warrior. Now your homeboy just killed my daddy. Now I'm king. And as king and warrior, I'm going to ask you, how long can you keep your boy safe because I'm coming to do him?"
I thought we were sticking to Infinity War. You just jumped out.
We're talking about my 3 favorite
I thought
ever.
3 favorite in Infinity
No,
War.
bruh. No, I have 1.
Oh, now I gotta start all over again.
No, you can't start over, man. You can't start over.
You changed the game because all my things came from Infinity War.
2.
Go ahead. Okay,
My
go ahead.
second one,
Yeah.
Infinity War, all day long.
Okay.
Cap and T'Challa running down the field. They all take off
When they let
running
down the
together.
barrier.
2 of them boys break out in front and they lead in the charge. They ain't commanding from in the back.
Yeah.
They out in front.
Yeah.
Going to fight millions and millions of them outriders.
And I gotta say, when Thor shows up in that scene,
Yes.
woo, ooh, ooh,
Epic.
ooh, ooh.
Epic. When he's like,
The
"Bring
God
me
of
Thanos."
Thunder has shown up.
Yes. That was epic.
Yeah.
Still not my third.
Yep.
Still not my number 1
Yep.
favorite. Number 1 favorite is when Cap pick up that hammer and laid the smack down on Thanos' purple behind.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? 3 favorite. Yeah.
Next time we'll say the 3 favorite within Infinity War because clearly, you've just shown. You outshined me because I could have.
I ain't mean to. This is my 3 favorite.
I didn't know that's what we were talking about. Because I just gave because we were talking about Infinity War. But anyway, But I will say this though, I really do look forward to see what they do with Scarlet Witch because and they've got the right actress playing her.
Yeah, no, she's an amazing actress. Not, no disrespect to her sister. I just think she got more range than her 2 sisters.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. Yeah.
And it is WandaVision is a that's a good way to start that whole.
And I'm happy about them introducing Monica in that show.
Yeah.
All I care about in that show is Monica. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's resonating with you or not. I don't care about none other than
I have a thing for her now because I've seen her in several things. I've seen her in The Dear White People. I've seen her in there was a basketball show on Stars called Survivor's Remorse. Mm-hmm. She played one of the wives on that.
She's a good actress.
I mean, and
she's a good actress. Yeah, she's a good actress. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But man, again, it's been a pleasure having you, Katano.
I appreciate you having
Hope
me
some way, somehow you can come back through, visit us here on Comic Cast, brought to you by Rebellious Minds, hosted by your boy, T'Challa BP74, a.k.a. VR Dub in the house. Again, thank you for tuning in our Comic-Con cast and preview, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Here's T'Challa BP out.
Good night.
Rebellious mind.